Have you ever felt like people keep pushing you, testing your limits, doubting your abilities, or even taking you for granted? They expect you to break, to give up, or to shrink to fit their small expectations. But here's the truth: sometimes you've got to give them the monster they always wanted. No, I'm not talking about being mean, destructive, or unkind. I'm talking about becoming a force they can't stop, a version of yourself so bold, so confident, and so determined that their doubts, criticisms, and negativity crumble in your presence. This video isn't just motivational fluff. It's a roadmap for using life's challenges, whether it's in relationships, at work, or even within your family, to grow into your most powerful self. By the time we're done, you'll know how to turn pain, doubt, and even rejection into fuel for greatness. This message isn't just for you. It's for anyone who's ever been underestimated. So after the first point, do me a favor, share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's rise together. 1. When doubt fuels your fire. Doubt is something we all face. Maybe it's from teachers, bosses, friends, or even ourselves. But let me tell you something: doubt can be your greatest gift if you know how to use it. Think about this. Imagine a young girl in school, and her teacher tells her, "You're just average. Don't expect too much from life now." This girl has two choices. She can believe the teacher and live an average life, or she can take that comment as fuel to prove the teacher wrong. Here's a real-life example. Have you ever heard of Walt Disney? Early in his career, he was fired from a newspaper because they said he lacked creativity. Let that sink in. The man who created Mickey Mouse, Disneyland, and a whole entertainment empire was told he wasn't creative. What did Walt do? He gave them the monster they never expected: a creative genius who built something the world had never seen before. So, the next time someone doubts you, don't get upset. Don't argue. Take that doubt, turn it into fuel, and let it push you to work harder. If they say you can't do it, show them you can do it 10 times better than they ever imagined. Call to action. If this speaks to you, share this with someone who needs to turn their doubts into their greatest strength. Together, let's create a ripple effect of unstoppable growth. 2. Relationships when they underestimate your worth. Relationships are supposed to be about love, respect, and support. But let's be real, sometimes the people closest to us can be the ones who hurt us the most. Maybe you're in a relationship where your partner constantly takes you for granted. You give and give, but they never appreciate it. Or maybe it's a friendship where you're always the one reaching out, always the one helping, but when you need them, they disappear. Here's the monster they don't expect: boundaries. A version of you that knows your worth and isn't afraid to demand respect. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who spent years supporting his partner. He paid for her education, took care of her financially, and put his dreams on hold to help her succeed. But instead of gratitude, she left him for someone else. Heartbroken, he decided to focus on himself. He started a business, traveled the world, and built a life so fulfilling that she later came back, begging for forgiveness. By then, he had grown into someone who didn't need her validation anymore. The lesson? When people underestimate you in relationships, don't let it break you. Let it shape you. Walk away if you must. Focus on becoming someone who commands respect simply by being themselves. 3. Family expectations and breaking free. Family is a tricky subject. They're supposed to love and support us, but sometimes their expectations can feel suffocating. Maybe your parents want you to follow a certain career path, but it's not what you want. Or maybe they expect you to live your life a certain way, because that's how it's always been done. Here's the monster you need to unleash your voice. Take, for example, Serena Williams. Growing up, she faced endless criticism, even from her community. People told her she wouldn't succeed because of where she came from, because of her gender, or because of her race. But instead of crumbling under those expectations, she rose above them. Today, she's one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. Your family might not understand your dreams right now, and that's okay. What matters is that you stay true to yourself. The more you pursue what makes you happy, the more they'll come to respect you for it in the long run. 4. In work, turning criticism into opportunity. Let's talk about work. If you've ever been overlooked for a promotion, criticized unfairly, or felt like your efforts go unnoticed, you're not alone. Here's what you do: turn their criticism into your opportunity. Let's look at Steve Jobs. Early in his career, he was fired from his own company, Apple. Can you imagine how humiliating that must have been? But instead of giving up, he used that setback to build something even greater. He founded Pixar, revolutionized the animation industry, and later came back to Apple to make it the global powerhouse it is today. In your work life, instead of focusing on what's unfair, focus on being excellent. Be the person who shows up early, learns new skills, and delivers results no one can ignore. When they say you're not good enough, show them that you're better than they ever imagined. 5 life challenges, turning pain into power. Life will knock you down. That's not a possibility, it's a guarantee. But here's the secret: every time life knocks you down, it's giving you a chance to rise stronger. Think about Nick Vujicic, a man born without arms or legs. Imagine the challenges he faced, not just physically, but emotionally. People doubted him at every turn, but today he's a motivational speaker who travels the world inspiring millions. Why? Because he turned his pain into power. What's your pain? Is it heartbreak? Loss? Financial struggles? Whatever it is, don't let it define you. Use it. Let it fuel your growth. The world loves a comeback story, and you have the power to write your own. 6. Building the legacy you want. At the end of the day, we all leave a legacy. The question is, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? Do you want people to remember you as someone who gave up when things got hard? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who faced every challenge head-on and came out stronger? Think of someone like Maya Angelou. She faced racism, sexism, and countless personal hardships. But instead of letting those things define her, she became a voice of hope and resilience for generations. Your life is your story. Don't let anyone else write it for you. Remember, when people push you, doubt you, or underestimate you, don't get angry. Don't fight back with words. Show them. Become the unstoppable force they didn't see coming. And don't keep this message to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Together, we can all rise above the noise and create truly unstoppable lives. Let's go out there and give the world the monster they always wanted, the best version of you.